Hi, it's Darin from Wiseberry Heritage Real Estate, and welcome to Darin's Desk, our intake of February 2021, where we'll tell you the latest updates on the market, what's happening, and what's happening in our local community as well. Well, what an awesome time to be in real estate, and it's an awesome time to be a buyer and a seller in this marketplace. Look, if you're after an investment property, we've found that the tradition is, or what the trend is at the moment, is they're heading towards the new project homes and buying those. They not only get the capital gain from the rental returns that are actually coming in at the moment, and we're happy to help on that side as well, but they're also getting the appreciation on the brand new properties as well, which has been fantastic. So we are finding a lot of interest towards those newer homes, but in saying that too, out in the marketplace, there is plenty of interest throughout a lot of the properties, and it doesn't matter which property comes on the market, it seems to be selling, and normally at a very, very great price as well. So if you're looking to sell your property, then we're really interested at the moment. So if you want a free appraisal on your property, we'll come out and give you an idea. It's no obligation. You will come out and tell you where we think the property's sitting in the marketplace. I think you'll be surprised. We also can do that from a property management point of view, because a lot of people are hanging onto their property and buying another one, and because the interest rates are so attractive. So if you'd like an idea on your price through property management as well, we can send one of our new business team out, and they can give you a total idea of what you can get for your property, and that can give you some decisions to be made, and we look forward to helping you sell. Yes, it's a great time to be a landlord. There's no question about it. At the moment, we're seeing so many opportunities for our landlords. Look, rent is increasing. Interest rates are down very, very low. It is a great time. The only thing is probably the rates have gone up in our area just slightly, which is probably not a great thing. But as a landlord, yes, it is a great time. What we're finding is that we're seeing a lot of properties out in the marketplace that are managed by other agents that haven't had any rent increases. And we find that catastrophic for those particular owners because they're not only keeping the poor tenants in their properties, but they're also missing out on, might be $10, $20, $30, $50 a week, and it can be substantial in some of the properties that we've seen. So look, if you're unsure of what your property's worth, then give us a call, talk to our rental team, or send them an email. rentals@wiseberryheritage.com.au is probably the best place to actually get them, and we'll look after you and see what we can do to give you an idea. There's no question the banks have tightened up a little bit on our more equitable owners. So some of our owners that have bought many a property are starting to find the banks are asking for more deposits and greater amounts to be put in. We have the right financiers around that could help you with that information and telling you where to go and where not to go, and that could help you dramatically. So if you are interested and you want to become a landlord, we'd love to speak to you. It's easy to come over and join our system. We've got 22 great property managers at your disposal to make sure that you not only get the rent in, you can have a great tenant, they look after the property fantastically, and that you have a stress-free investment. Understanding real estate jargon, and we thought we'd give you a few tips on some of those things. So some of the acronyms that get thrown forward, some of the words that get thrown forward, we're going to dissect them and give you the answers. So SLUG, single lockup garage, and it's interesting because out there in the marketplace, a lot of people come to us and say, we just don't know what this is. So I hope that helps, single lockup garage. Okay, a WIR is a walk-in robe, and a lot of people like these in the newer homes that come along. You don't see them too much in the older homes though. Okay, BI is a built-in robe, and a lot of people are looking at them as a necessity now. I know the older homes pre-1970s didn't have too many built-ins, but after that you'll find them in most properties, most rooms, and if they don't have them, they generally call them studies at that stage. WC is water closet, and it's an interesting one because it actually means the toilet, the dunny, the loo, but it is the toilet. So if you see WC times 2, there's 2 toilets in the house. 5-day cooling off period, and it's interesting because 5-day cooling off period doesn't actually mean that it would be 5 days. Sometimes it's 7 days, and most times it is, and it can be 6 and it can be 5, depending on which day you buy. So the idea of a 5-day cooling off period is it's like a lay-by. You go and put your deposit down, and then which is 0.25%. So on a $100,000 property, it would be $250. On a $400,000 property, it'd be $1,000. You put that down, you go through your due diligence, you do your pest and building reports generally, you get your finance finalised and stuff during the cooling off period, and then you put the balance of the 10% deposit down. A contract. Now, we get asked this often, but there's 2 ways to look at a contract. The contract for sale is one that's been given to us by a solicitor or conveyancer that generally has to be done before we start in any of the conveyancing process or any of the selling process. And it has different details on it, a front page of the contract stating that you are the owners, a title search, it has certificates from council in through it, there's a sewer diagram, there's bits and pieces through it all the way that actually, and special conditions, stuff like that. So it's important that that gets done before your property goes up for sale, but it can get done in a few hours now. Some of the local solicitors and conveyancers are fantastic with that side of things. That's a contract. Now, some people think a contract is what's written between an agent and a vendor of the property or an owner of the property. Now, that's not true. The actual it's called an agency agreement that we sign between them, and there's many different types of agency agreements as well. So an agency agreement has many different options that you can go with, and the majority of ones out there in the agency agreements are exclusive agency agreements, which means that the agent can sell for you on your behalf, and you can't list with any other agent that's out there. And that's the normal one that's out there. That's what most real estate offices do. They normally run anywhere from 90 days to 120 days, although there are some people that run them out to 180 days as well. The 120 is the norm though. It's 90 days with a 30-day notice, which is just very common out there in the marketplace. Now, there are some pitfalls and traps. It does mean that if you sell the property yourself, that the agent is entitled to commission, so you've got to be careful and aware of that. It also means that if you sign with two exclusive agencies, with two different agencies, you can be up for two commissions that are there. So just be aware of it. It's something that's important when you're selecting an agent, that you do know that those exist. There is another clause in contracts, and it's nearly in every agent's clause contracts, but most people don't state it. And it's the fact that if the property sells, it does exchange contracts, but doesn't sell after that. So the buyer pulls out after exchange of contracts. You as the owner are entitled to 10% if it's an unconditional contract, and you do get that 10%, but the agent is also entitled to their percentage as well. So just be aware that is in a contract. It is something that's written in there. Some people are confused by it, but it is something that should be noted as well. Now, there's different types of agency agreements. There's an auction agency agreement, which is an exclusive agency agreement as such. There's an exclusive agency agreement that are out there. There's a sole. Now, a sole means you can sell it yourself and the agent can sell it as well. That's generally done with building companies. And then there's a thing called an open listing. An open listing is a listing that goes out to all the agents. Anyone can list and sell it, and the first one that sells it actually gets the commission. Sounds fantastic in practice, but I don't know how many people out there would all go and do a plumbing job, and every one of them does the plumbing job, but only one of them gets paid for it. So it's not one of those ones that the agents look upon fondly. It is an option that's out there. There is an agreement called a co-agency as well, where you can have two agents that actually list the property and they share in the commissions and the spoils. But you'll find that those two companies, if they're not aligned with their values, it's not the best way to actually hire people, because generally the first in to get the buyer is the one that gets the sale, and that may not be the best price. We tend to go down the exclusive agency line and have for the last 25 years. We find that it works better for the owners directly, and after, I suppose over 10 to 15,000 sales that we've done over those years, it's important that we note that we do the right thing by you, and we actually make sure that we are following all those procedures that we need to take place to make it perfect for you. Okay, a 14-day sale. Now, it's an interesting thing because it is exclusive to Wiseberry Heritage Real Estate Group. So Wiseberry Heritage, Wiseberry Charmhaven, Wiseberry Taree will be those companies that actually can do this for you. And people have criticised it already, saying, well, why would you want to go with a marketing campaign, spend some dollars on advertising? There's a couple of things that I want you to understand with a 14-day sale that's really, really important. The first is knowing the market is absolutely kicking along at the moment. If you sold the property on the first day, what would you think in a week's time? Now, generally what people think is that they've actually made a decision that might have been wrong. They could have hung out longer and maybe got more, and you're unsure about that. And so what I'm finding though is to do a 4-week campaign and go down the auction line, and I'm a licensed auctioneer and I'm happy to do auctions for you. But the truth is that after 4 weeks, those buyers have gone that were originally there, that were prepared to pay a premium for it. I found that they were comfortable to wait 10 to 14 days, and that's why there's a 14-day peak in real estate, that we know that the best clients come in those first 14 days. We can market the property by actually making sure the property is in its best condition, best form, presented right, and the photos and videos are all done right. And our marketing team is second to none out there in the marketplace, and certainly as an award-winning team, they certainly are the team to actually be hiring to do your marketing. What I do also believe is that we probably have 90 to 95% of the market already without spending $1 on advertising. You've already got your buyers sitting in our drawer. But the problem is, what if your top dollar buyer is that extra 5% or 10% of buyers that we may not have right at the moment? And so by advertising the property and promoting it everywhere, there's always that buyer out there that's drove past 100 times and gone, if that ever goes on the market, I'd like to see it. We want to attract that buyer as well, because we believe that with the marketing that's out there and the people's education and our buyer pool of 90-95%, and that extra 5 or 10% of buyers that we pull through our marketing will give you 100% of buyers and complete satisfaction that when you shut down a deal, you know you've got top dollar. A 14-day sale has 3 phases to it, and we can take you through each of those phases as you call us out, and we'll actually tell you a little bit more about them. What I can say to you is there is nobody out there that is able to get the prices that we get when we use a 14-day sale. Confident about it? Absolutely. And the reason I'm confident about it is because we've actually been rewarded Australia's #1 real estate for ideas like this, that we take properties to the market. While everyone else was saying, I can sell it in 3 hours, I've got a buyer there already, I can sell it in a day, we're saying, no, let's hold it on a little bit longer. Let's do extra work for you so we know that you've got top dollar. Not many agents out there actually do that. What's going on in the community? A few weeks ago, members of our team went to the Northern Powers Pink Stumps Day to raise money for a wonderful cause. Our very own Kurt Brappy ran the charity auction, and all up the day, they raised over $20,000. It was a great day with friends, food, music, and cricket. Can't wait for more up and coming days and community events. Wyong Race Club and Wyong Race Day. There's a great community day that I actually called a sporting teams bonding day that I thought was good. 25th of February, so it's before you start your season. All those footy, soccer, tennis, netball, cricket, all those people that are out there, hockey. There's so many sports that are out there. Get behind it. Go and take your team over there and have a fun day. They're starting to ease restrictions. You still have to buy your tickets online. But look, I hear so many people of the Central Coast say that we don't have enough events up the northern end of the coast. We don't have our own this, don't have our own that. Well, we've got our own race club. It's bloody fantastic. Get down there for a fun day. You can have a drink, have a gamble, maybe walk away with a few dollars, maybe not. But you can take your friends, have a good day of having a chat, and hopefully it's a brilliant day as well. Now, the other thing that people don't know is if you want special benefits with the race club, it's easy to do. You can become a member, $55, and that will actually get you discounts off some alcohol when you actually go and buy, get you into the member stand. On those harder days to be able to book it, you can be able to get into some great positions in the member stand, or even just go and support and bring friends along. It is amazing. There are food and beverage packages that you can buy when you get there if you want to take some family and friends and get tables or whatever the case may be. You can do race day sponsorship on the individual races, or you can do a whole day sponsorship, which is great for a marketing lurk and perk. So if that's something that's interesting, what I would be strongly suggesting is that if you're interested in going down to the local race club and supporting it, there's no better place to actually go and enjoy a day, and I hope to see you there. I'm Darin Butcher from Wiseberry Heritage Real Estate, supporting the local communities and also supporting our great real estate office. Signing out.